So let's move forward to the next section where we will be looking at taxation to begin with, guys. Now, I hope all of you understand that taxation is only a part of every single penny that you earn. Every single penny that you earn. All right. And what we have in India and most of the places abroad also is that there are two ways people get taxed. One is indirect taxation and one is direct taxation. When I talk of indirect taxation, it means the liability of the tax falls on me, but I collect it from someone else. So someone else is paying the tax. The liability on me. That is what GST is. The liability of GST to be paid is on the merchant, is the person who is selling the commodity to you. The government asks that merchant to pay GST, but it passes the GST on to the consumer or the person who purchases that particular product. All right. One second, guys. I don't know what's like. Let me try. Okay. Is it better? Is it better? Okay. Thank you, Nandini. Thank you for confirming. So that is what indirect tax is. Direct tax is that the liability of the tax as well as the person paying the tax on the same or on the same person, which is basically your income tax. Income tax. All right. So every penny that we earn can be taxed by the government. However, there are certain exemptions that the government provides us with, wherein the liability of the tax will reduce on us because government wants us to kind of go ahead and enjoy that portion of exemption that we have. Now, there can be various ways in which the Indian government provides you with tax benefits, guys. And trust me, if you're doing this today, it might not hold true 3 months from now, 1 year from now, because these things can keep changing. So you have to keep yourself abreast with what's happening in the economy. All right. The most common thing that people look up is something called section. Yeah. Sorry, Mika, it's an issue at my end and I am not being able to resolve it. I don't know why the internet is behaving so poorly today. It's an issue at my end only. And I really do not know how to fix it, to be very honest. I've tried 3 different internets today, but all of them seem to have some issue. So yeah, coming back, am I audible right now? Just confirming, am I audible to all of you? Thank you so much, Emeka. Thank you. Okay, great. So say, for example, if I'm earning 10 lakh rupees right now, if I'm earning 10 lakh rupees, it's not that I have to pay pay tax on all 10 lakh rupees that I have. The government gives us certain exemptions. And when I speak of exemptions, it can say that, okay, for the first 3 lakh rupees that you're earning, I will not tax you. So in India, we have a progressive taxation regime. That means people who earn more money will pay more tax. People who earn less money will pay less. So the government, for example, says that up to 3 lakh rupees, whosoever is earning just about 3 lakh rupees a year, I will not charge any tax to you. Okay. So if I'm earning 10 lakh rupees, first 3 lakh rupees gets deducted. Government says, no, I don't want to charge any tax on that. Then the government says that if you are paying life insurance premium, if you have taken up an insurance policy, life insurance policy, and you're paying premium for that, deduct that amount from your income also. I will not charge you a tax on that. Similarly, there are various other instruments. No, Agrim, it has not revised. There is another regime that has come up where the government now says is that up to 7 lakh rupees, we will not tax you. It has not gotten revised. This thing is still there. that up to 5 lakh rupees in India, you have no tax that you have to pay. Above 5 lakh, up to 1.5 lakh rupees under Section 80C can also be exempted. Under Section 80C, up to 1.5 lakh rupees also can be exempted. Now, what comes under 80C is your life insurance premium. If you have invested in ELSS mutual funds, equity linked saving scheme, mutual funds. Basically, these ELSS funds, mutual funds, invest in the stock market, but you have to have a lock-in of 3 years. That means for 3 years, you cannot sell whatever you have invested. You cannot sell the mutual fund. Clear? So in these situations, you can get tax benefits from the government. Also, you can get tax benefits or exemptions for housing loans, rental payments that you make on your house. So there are various aspects that are there. There is definitely tax on winnings in KBC or these kind of things, and it can go up to as high as 30%. As high as 30%, Himeka. So if I have won 1 crore, you might as well take home just about 70 lakh rupees. 30 lakh goes to the government. All right. So these are the ways in which the taxation regime is designed in India, wherein as individuals, we are given exemptions up to 5 lakh rupees completely. Above that, if we are fulfilling certain investment strategies and we are building a house or paying for housing rent or a mortgage, we have those deductions available under 80C. We also get deductions available for the medical insurance, the health insurance that we take up. Okay. The health insurance that we take up, we get allowances for that also. Sorry. We get allowances for that also. Coming to investments, since we did investments in detail yesterday, there are two concepts that we follow in investments, guys. Something called the short-term capital gain tax. It is also called the STCG, short-term capital gains tax, and the long-term capital gains tax, which is LTCG. Now, if I have purchased a share in January 2023 and I sell it before January 2024, that means before 1 year, if I sell it and I make a profit on it, it is called short-term capital gains. It is called short-term capital gains. On that, we have to pay 15% tax to the government. 15% flat tax to the government right now. However, if I purchase the share in January 2023 and I land up selling it in January 2025, which is 2 years later, then I will be charged a long-term capital gains tax, which is just 10%. So always remember, guys, that short-term capital gains tax will be much more than the long-term capital gains tax in any instrument, in any security. The reason being is that the government wants you to stay invested for a longer period of time because they believe and they know, and we have seen that if you invest for a longer period of time, it is relatively safer and less riskier for the investor, as well as the power of compounding can be leveraged. Are you guys clear? Now, there was an interesting question at the beginning of the session today, that how are mutual funds taxed? So mutual funds are taxed exactly in the same way. If it's a debt mutual fund, it will be charged. It will be charged like a debt tax on the debt tax rate. If it is an equity mutual fund, it will be charged at the equity tax rate. Simple as that. There is no complication in it. Clear? Any questions? Any questions on the tax front, guys? Tax benefits in mutual funds are only there in ELSS funds, Dia. In ELSS funds, if you invest money in ELSS funds, up to 1.5 lakhs is tax exempt. That is there. All right. Also, one more advantage, when you are charged capital gains tax on long-term capital gains, up to 1 lakh of capital gains are tax-free. So if I have made a long-term capital gain of 5 lakhs, I will have to pay tax only on 4 lakhs, not on 5 lakhs. Devendra, government charges. Okay, why does the government charge you tax anyway? First, tell me that. Even your salary is your money only. It's not the government's money. Investment is your money. So salary bhi aap hi ka paisa hai. Why does the government charge you a tax in the first place? Exactly. For the services provided by them to run the country, to be able to provide us with the amenities that they're providing us for the services. So every single penny that you're earning, government will charge a tax on it because you have used the facilities provided by the government to make that money. Hence, the government taxes you for that so that it can keep providing you that thing. Debt tax rate has recently been increased, and it is now based on the tax slab that an individual falls into. Earlier, it had a lot of benefits. It was lower than the equity tax rate, but now it is not as beneficial. Yes, banks also pay taxes. They're running corporate houses. They have to pay taxes. They cannot be not paying taxes. So see, Himika, that's a different topic altogether, whether we are getting due services vis-a-vis the tax rates that we are paying. That can be a debatable topic, definitely. But no point discussing it on this forum. Everyone pays a tax, Daksh. Everyone pays a tax. No one is above the country. You have to understand the government taxes everyone. Yes, there will be different kinds of taxation regimes for different people depending upon the income levels, depending upon the service they are in. Definitely, there are various tax regimes that are there. No point discussing those because then it becomes a taxation class altogether. But the idea that you have to understand this, guys, especially from the finance perspective and investments perspective, is that the government will always promote if you have purchased insurances, if you're trying to build a house for yourself, if you're wanting to invest for the long term, if you're investing in equity, government would want you to do these things because it wants your welfare. So the tax system will be designed in a manner that people are persuaded to do these things. Clear? Accrued income is basically the income that has been that you have earned already. Now, whether you will be getting it in cash right now or maybe later, that can depend upon the settlement clauses. But accrued income is basically income that you have already realized. So Devendra, other than long-term investments, lesser pay of paying taxes is only through getting these deductions. Otherwise, whatever the tax rates are there, you'll have to adhere to them. You cannot avoid those. There's no other way of doing it. Another a couple of ways that you can look up is once you grow older, you can probably start investing in your mother's and your father's name. You can invest in your spouse's name. In those ways, you can bifurcate your investments so that up to a certain level of capital gains, there is no tax rate. I've already told you, say up to 1 lakh rupees of long-term capital gains, you have no tax that you have to pay on equities. So in that situation, if you have invested through your father, mother, your account, as well as your spouse's account, एक लाख करके आप 4 लाख रुपए तक टैक्स बचा सकते हो. अगर आप if you would have invested in only one, you would have gotten exemption for only 1 lakh. Now you're doing it for 4, you're getting exemptions for 4 lakhs. Similarly, interest paid on you have to pay taxes on prices. You have to. If you have taken a home loan, okay, up to 2 lakh rupees of interest payments are tax exempt. Up to 2 lakh rupees of interest payments are tax exempt for a particular year. Now, if you take a home loan where you and your spouse or someone else with you is also taking that home loan together, it's a joint loan, then you can take exemptions up to 4 lakh rupees, 2 lakh in your account, 2 lakh in that person's account. So see, that is one way of reducing your tax burden. So there are various ways that you can actually make use of the policies and make use of the rules that are there to reduce your tax burden. TDS is called tax deduction at source, Dia. So basically, it's income tax only. So what happens is the employer cuts a TDS before paying salary to the employee and deposits it with the government. And then at the end of the year, when the employee goes back and says, okay, this is what my income is, these are the investments I made under Section 80C, hence I should get these exemptions, blah 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 blah. Hence my tax liability is ABC amount. Now the government will compare whether the TDS that has been deposited by the employer is equal to that ABC amount, is more than that ABC amount, is less than that ABC amount. If it is less than the ABC amount, it will tell the employee that, okay, you have already submitted XYZ, ABC is what you should submit. Hence, give us the pending amount. If it is more, then it will refund that money to the employee also. So don't worry about TDS, you get a refund in case you have paid more than what you had to. It's nothing but income tax. So there's a question why NGOs are not charged taxes, because NGO is not a profitable organization. It is not working for profits. It is working for the society's benefit. And if it is something that is being done for society's benefit, the government would ideally not want to tax that, because it's enabling the government in a way. The government is there for our welfare, for the society's welfare, you have to understand. Go ahead, guys. Any good questions coming in? I'll be happy to take some more questions on taxation before I move to the next topic. What is the minimum amount that will be taxed for returns we get through investments, sir? I didn't get your question. Sorry, Sunita. Can you be a little more elaborate? What is the minimum amount that will be taxed? Every amount can be taxed, even 10 rupees. If you're making, you have to declare that to the government and you'll be taxed on that. I hope I answered your question. Was that your question? Okay. Interesting question has come from Pearl. What is PPF? Okay. There are two types of provident funds that are there in India, guys. One is called the Employee Provident Fund. Okay. And the other is called the Public Provident Fund. Employee Provident Fund is for people who are employees in some organization, and its employer and the employer and the employee contribute to this provident fund. What is a provident fund? You have to understand. A provident fund is basically a systematic way for you to invest in a government security, that is the PF, for your retirement or for a long-term purpose, so that you save some amount of money that you're earning. Okay. So for people who are salaried people, they have an employee provident fund account, which is also sometimes called the PF account, where the employer and employee contribute towards this every month or every year. For people who do not have an EPF account, can open a PPF account, which is a public provident fund, wherein from your income, you put some money every year in that account, and 15 years later, you can get that money back. 15, not before that, 15 years later. There are some ways in which you can get it earlier also under some circumstances, which are mentioned under the PPF regime. But the general principle is that you have to keep logged in for 15 years. The beauty about PPF is that it is exempt under 80C, plus the earning on it is also tax-free. Yes, you can take a loan against a PF. No, so what is a loan? Basically, in a loan, you are telling the government or the bank that, okay, see, I have a PF amount of say 5 lakh rupees. I can't take it out right now. I'll take it out 15 years later. But against that, give me a loan. You can definitely take out a loan against PF. That's possible. Small cap, mid cap, high cap. Okay. So there's something called market capitalization as a concept. Market capitalization, which is the number of shares that are there in the market into the current price of the share. That is what the market cap of a share of a company is, or market cap of that particular share is. Large market cap companies basically are those companies which have the largest market capitalization in the economy. And if I can recall correctly, it will be the first top 250 companies that are there. Or no, not top 250. I think it will be top 100 companies. After that, it will be mid cap. After that, it will be small cap. That is what mid cap, small cap, and large cap are. Okay. It's basically on the basis of market capitalization. Yes, it is a fixed amount that you keep contributing in the EPF, which is decided both mutually by the employer and the employee. The government says a minimum of 12% of 1,500 rupees a month is a must. What is the use of PPF? Can be considered like storing money safely? Yes, PPF is basically a long-term investment vehicle. It's a very important and a useful investment vehicle for long-term savings, which people do especially for retirement planning. What if I open an account with a charitable organization where I can save my money from the government? I know it may be cheating, but I still can. I know you cannot. It is fraudulent. See, if you go beyond legal measures, you can do anything, but that we can't cover over here. But yes, I don't understand what you mean by if I open my account with a charitable organization. I don't understand that thing. What do you mean by that? If you can be a little more elaborate on it, I'll probably be able to help you with it. Okay, I'll hold the questions for now. And now what we will do is we will move into something which is interesting and important for all of us. That is something called cyber security, guys. Any idea of what cyber security is? By the way, if you guys want to connect with me, you can connect with me on these platforms. This is my number, this is my email ID, and this is my website, which has more details on financial literacy. What is cyber security, guys, and why is it so important suddenly? Exactly. Cybersecurity in a very normal language or lingo is protecting yourself from online threats and online frauds. Technology left, right, and center for all kinds of work, that it is very, very important for us to be secure online. All right. And hence, cybersecurity has become extremely, extremely important in today's day and age for all of us. Let us look at some of the common ways in which children are being attacked through cyber frauds. Okay, cyber frauds. I will look at some of these. So you can go through these blogs. These are all on our website, just in case if you want to read more on them. Now, types of cyber crimes. First one that you look at here is called identity theft. Identity theft is one of the most common types of cyber crimes that people conduct or fraudsters conduct, wherein they steal someone's personal information, such as your name, date of birth, social security number, such as your Aadhaar number, your PAN number, and then pose as you to commit fraudulent activities on your banking accounts or on your financial accounts. Clear? The other is obviously hacking. Hacking is something all of you know. Hacking is basically getting your hold of your computer or your laptop or your social media account or your Gmail account and getting sensitive information out of that. Clear? Cyberbullying refers to any sort of bullying or harassment that takes place over digital devices like social media platforms, emails, or text messages. Now, unfortunately, in India as well as around the world, majority of the cyber attacks are happening on children, guys. Obviously, one of the reasons is they are more susceptible to it. You guys are so much on social media, so it becomes easier, relatively easier for fraudsters to connect with you. And also because the general credit history of children would be clean, they would not have defaulted, etc. So to be able to get their identity and use it for fraudulent transactions becomes easier and believable for fraudsters than for adults. Now, one of the common practices that you've heard is something called phishing. Phishing, if I spell it for you, it's Phishing. Phishing. In phishing, what happens is people send you emails. Have you guys seen those kind of emails that, oh, you have won $1 million of lottery, congratulations, kindly share this, and we will credit this amount to your account? Have you seen these kind of emails? These are phishing emails, guys. These are phishing emails. They basically, no, spams are different. Phishing emails are slightly different. You can have spams otherwise also, Paul. Spam can be anything. Spam can be a marketing mail from a company which has nothing to do with any sort of frauds. Okay. So phishing emails are fraudulent emails where they are trying to lure you by showing some prize money, some great winning that you have, and get your personal information based on which they will be able to harm you in a financial manner. That is what phishing emails are. Now, I'll show you a small video on a phishing email. There are certain red flags that you can see in a phishing email, and if you're conscious of those, you will be able to protect yourself from these tragedies. Let me know if you can see my video that I have just played, guys. It's a very short, small video, no audio in it. Again, it's on our website, so if you guys want to go on it and view it, you can watch it. So over here in this video, what I'll do is I'm showing you some red flags that you can look at and know whether it is a possible phishing email or not. A possible phishing email or not. So see, there are various red flags that we have looked at here. The ID that it has come from seems to be suspicious. The language will have grammatical errors. There will be a weird way of addressing you. There'll be a sense of urgency that had been created by the fraudster that, oh, if you don't share your account number by this date, probably we'll stop your account, blah, blah, blah. Those kind of threats, urgency creation kind of stuff. They would be giving you certain attachments which are suspicious to download, and if you download these, there may be viruses in it, malware in it, which will catch hold of your whole laptop and you'll be able to do nothing. All right, so these are some flags. Grammatical errors, spelling mistakes would be very common in such emails. So these are certain things that you should look at whenever you are using some email ID which maybe financially very important to you. So be very careful when you're looking at such emails, guys. Be very careful. Any questions up to now on cybersecurity? One thing that I suggest people is, in today's day and age, since all of us are using so many applications on our mobile phones, we are all on different kinds of social media. You guys all use your Gmail ID to log into these? Do you all use your Gmail accounts to log into this? And I'll confess, I also have done it. Stop doing it right away, guys. Because what will happen is, the same Gmail account will have your personal information, will have your banking details, will have your financial information. And this same Gmail account you're giving access to on various applications, which are third-party applications. Never do that. Keep a separate account for your personal stuff as well as for your banking details, and keep a separate account for these kind of logins that you do with left, right, and center on various applications and websites. Otherwise, you are in big threat of cyber stealing, cyber frauds that might happen onto you. Does that make sense? Try and have a separate account for yourself whenever you are dealing with your bank accounts, whenever you're dealing with sensitive information of any sorts, guys. See, phishing scams, malware, I've given a lot of it. Cyber stalking, it's a very common way of harassment, especially on social media. Unfortunately, a lot of girls come across this, which is not right, which is not nice at all. So these are things that you should be aware of so that you can protect yourself from them. Don't use any account where you have any sensitive information to give out to public domain. So if you create a separate email ID to log into these apps that you have, which you may even uninstall tomorrow. There are lots of times you download an app, no, just to check kaisa hai, is it right, is it good, is it bad? How many of you have downloaded Threads? How many of you have downloaded Threads? The recent social network that has come in, Threads. Now, a lot of people have downloaded Threads, and unfortunately, they realize that they cannot delete Threads unless they delete Instagram. Now, you don't want to fall trap or prey to these things, guys. That's why it's very important that you use the right email IDs for right things. Am I clear? Are you guys with me till now? All right. I'll show you guys a good trick. Now, there are various tricks that are there to create strong passwords, guys. Loads of them. Okay? There are loads of them. I'll show you one quick trick to create a password which can help you make it strong. होते हैं ना ऐसे passwords आते हैं ना कि okay, there has to be one upper letter, one uppercase, one small case, one special character. Do you guys come across these kind of passwords that the website asks you to make? Then there are rules that, okay, every 3 months you have to change your password, or you cannot keep the same password which was used last time. Do you see these kind of conditions that the websites put on you? So these are all cybersecurity measures, guys. It is all for your measure, all for your safety. Now, one good, cool way I'll teach you today to make a password which is relatively strong and not as easy to crack. Okay. Now see, we will assign numbers to letters. We will assign numbers to letters, and it happens very well on QWERTY keypads. So this XSW, it is a diagonal line going left upwards. XSW, what is the number? 1. Similarly, VFW, actually, if you do it on your keyboards, let me not show it on this one because this keyboard and your keyboard will be different. Go to your normal keyboard on the laptop. ZAQ corresponding number is 1. XSW corresponding number is 2. CDE corresponding number is 3. Can you guys see it on your laptops? I'll just stop sharing. You don't need to see the screen for it. Can you guys see this? So what we can do is, say for example, if I have to write Super Sarthi in my password, I have to write Super Sarthi as my password. So instead of writing Super Sarthi, I can actually make it a combination of numbers and letters. Say I keep all the consonants as it is. Okay. But I use vowels, numbers instead of vowels. So what will I spell? I will keep my password as Super Sarthi. If I want to keep my password as Super Sarthi using these rules that I've created for myself, I'll just share my screen. Okay. See this. QAZ is 1, WSX is 2, EDC is 3, RFW is 4. So if I have to write Super Sarthi in numbers, this will be my password. This is Super Sarthi actually, guys. 270-342-114-568. Can you guys tally it with these digits? Just check. Do you see? Is it correct? Try writing your names. Individual names in this number format. Try writing Vedant. Give me the answer. What will be Vedant in these numbers format? Exactly, 433165. If I want to stick to consonants being consonants, but vowels being numbers, so I can write V3DANT. This works. I can also rename my renumber my vowels as 1, 3, 4, 5. 1 being A, 2 being E, 3 being I, 4 being O, U being 5. So I can do that as well. Now these become stronger passwords, guys. And it's a very small technique that I've shown you here, but it is very useful on a day-to-day basis because so many times you so many times there'll be use of keying in passwords for you on a QWERTY keypad on a regular basis. So instead of making it remember your password on various laptops or various gadgets, it's better to insert your password like this. Similarly, avoid using public Wi-Fi's, guys. Avoid using public Wi-Fi's because there's something called MITM method, man in the middle method, that people use on these public Wi-Fi's to get between you and the server. And then they retrieve all the information that's there on the server or the login that you have created, and you will be at a major risk then. Understood, guys. I'll be sharing this document with you all. So definitely you can make use of it. This document has a lot of stuff. I've given some things over here. See the 15, 15, 15 thing. Remember we did this yesterday? 15,000, 15 years, 15%. Remember, guys? I've given you the formula also, backend, how it works. This also, if you guys remember, rule of 72, the compounding rule of 72, time frame to double your money. Yes, Himika, it is the future value. All right. $50, 30, 20. Remember, guys, what was 50, 30, 20? Be like a good teacher. What I expected from my teachers is, please help me revise before my test. You guys have a test in 10 minutes. I'm helping you revise a little bit. Yeah. Please, मेरी नाक मत कटाना. Get good scores.